Oh, so if you've been following my other videos, you'll know that one of the things that I've been doing recently is working on a second pipe. This is the pipe bowl that I've been working on. It's just a simple personal pipe. This isn't meant to be a community pipe. Doesn't mean it's not sacred. It's still a sacred pipe. It can be used for personal ceremony, but not in a community way. I'm pretty sure that that's what this one's going to be, and I was gifted with some of this. This is a butterfly bush branch, and it has a natural pith in it, which is easy to bore out with a coat hanger. You see, you can take your coat hanger and you can put that in the natural pith and just drive it right through there, and see it comes out the other end. And so we have a natural, we don't have to work very hard at getting that hole through there. That can be a daunting task with some kinds of wood, requiring a certain amount of pasting, gluing things back together, and then working from there. But this is very natural, and it would have been one of the ways that that the indigenous folks, the indigenous people, made their pipes originally. They would have used things like this. The maple also has a natural pith. That's what I have on my main pipe, and that was gifted to me personally too, so I know where that came from, and I know where this came from. So that has a lot more power than just purchasing a piece of wood from somewhere, you know, and putting it together. So what my teacher standardized some of the measurements, and one of the things that we do with our pipes, at least in his way, is the inner diameter of the pipe stem socket here in the bowl is 7/16 of an inch. So then what has to happen is a nipple has to be carved in the end of the stem to fit into this hole, into this 7/16 hole. And the best way to do that is to carve it, is to whittle it down. And one of the things I've learned too is not to have like a perfect fit, a perfect straight fit in there. The best thing to do is to whittle this down so that it's sort of in a cone shape, a cone like so, like that. And then as you push it in, as you twist it into the bowl, it gets tighter and tighter as it goes in. And this is important in particularly this climate. This is a very humid climate, so the wood will expand in the humidity, and the pipe will be tight. But then if you go to some place like South Dakota, where it's very dry, the wood in the stem will shrink because there's no humidity, and when it does that, the pipe gets loose, and then the pipe stem can easily come out of the bowl, which you don't want during the ceremony. If your pipe stem comes out of your bowl in the middle of a major ceremony, the ceremony is immediately over. So you don't want that to happen. So the secret to that is whittling down this nipple here so that it can form a tight fit no matter what the humidity is. That's a secret that I'm letting you in on here. And it's a good excuse to whittle. I haven't whittled much since I was in Boy Scouts, but you know, you just whittle it down and remove the wood that is not meant to be there. And you just keep whittling it away and removing it until you get a good tight fit. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to just leave this rough bark on the outside of the pipe, because that's kind of a neat covering. I don't see it much around here. Usually what you see is very finely, highly polished and waxed stems. So this is a personal pipe. It's got, I can do whatever I want, really, as long as I'm respectful in what I'm doing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my new pipe stem, like so, like yay. And I'll keep you apprised of how it's going. Okay, we're back. Still working on the pipe. You see, I've whittled down the nipple. This is the nipple, to form sort of a cone. The end of the cone fits in the hole, and you can see it forms a real tight seal there. And so as I continue to whittle this down, we'll be able to get it in farther and farther, but the idea is that it gets tight as it goes in. This stem would look really good with a deer antler or elk antler bowl, which I've seen people making bowls out of those, and this one would go well with that. But so I'm just going to continue to whittle down on this until I get it to the point where I can get it all the way in, like a bit like that. As you know, part of the lore is that we never join a pipe bowl and the stem unless we intend to smoke it. And there's also lore about, this is the female part of the pipe and this is the male part of the pipe, and when you join the pipe pieces together, somewhere a new universe is born. That's another piece of lore from one of my teachers. But when the pipe has not been ceremonially consecrated, nor has it been woken. Nice blue spot right there coming out. It hasn't been woken yet, so it's not a ceremonial pipe yet, so it's okay. I mean, we're still making the pipe. We have to put it together in order to get the pieces to fit. So that's why I'm doing this, and it's okay to do it in this stage until it's woken up. So I'll check in a little bit later. Okay, so I've been working some more on this whittling of the pipe stem, and as you can see, we have a pretty good fit now. The diameter and circumference of the pipe stem of the pipe bowl almost matches the diameter of the stem, so it's almost like they were made for each other. I'll continue to do some more sanding on the pipe bowl here, so this is going to come down a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll make that match the stem as much as I can. But you see how natural that looks when you remove the nipple. You see I whittled down that nipple, so the nipple goes right in loosely, but the diameter of the nipple is greater the farther in you go, so it gets tighter and tighter until finally, you just tighten it in there like so, and now it's solid. See, that's not coming apart, and if it gets more humid, that'll get tighter. And if I ever break that nipple off or have to re-whittle it, all I do is just cut into this stem a little bit, make another one, say into here. The entire stem length gets a little bit shorter, but that's okay. It's a personal pipe, so that's the way you do that, right?